Hello, this is Nathaniel Rigo. Today's weather shall be cloudy with a high of 42 degrees and a 90% chance of rain. Tonight's weather shall be foggy with a low of 37 degrees and a 50% chance of rain. The sun has risen at 6:16 a.m. and will set at 7:16 p.m. And now we're to discuss the top 5 brutal military formations in human history. Whether they're fruitful in battle or not, these brute forms of military assaults have made their militant mark on human civilization ultimately throughout. So with this being said, this means war. Number 5. Roman Tustido, aka Turtle Formation. Throughout the reign of the Roman Empire, the Romans militantly utilized a turtle-shaped formation in battle, in which they formed a shell-like wall barricade of shields, swords, and spears, allowing them to defend against and penetrate enemy forces with very minor casualty. Ironically, it was inspired by Alexander the Great and the Spartans, who first used it in epic combat. There was no need for the Romans to end up shell-shocked whatsoever. Number 4. Phalanx, aka Spartan Turtle. The Spartans utilized their original take on the turtle formation, but they were the ones who have innovated it, next to Alexander the Great. Dubbing it Phalanx, the Spartans coated themselves in shields, spears, and swords to frontally repel and disembowel enemy forces. For example, the Persian armies posing a major threat to Sparta. With this as the first of a brute militant formation, the Spartans prevailed militantly every step of the way. Number 3. Hollow Square. Between the American Revolution and the Civil War, rivaling military forces utilized the Hollow Square, which was a military formation that enabled them to surround, divert, and ambush one another head-on, with all-out gunfire. However, it dates all the way back to the time of Macedonia, when the first hollow square was used by Philip II. It was also used in the 4th century BC in ancient Greece by the Thebans. It was even used during the 1815 Battle of Waterloo, when Euro forces fruitfully repelled and defeated Napoleon's French armies. It remained a tactical formation of militant brutality until the mid-19th century. Number 2. Horns of the Bison. During the Zulu War, the Zulu Empire of Africa embraced their take on the military formation, in which case Horns of the Bison. In that military formation, the Zulu armies were able to contradict, ambush, and subdue enemy forces in one unified strike. However, it was very fruitless against the combined forces of the French and British armies in the 1879. Number 1. Grand Battery. Throughout the reign of Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte and his French imperial forces, they utilized the Grand Battery, in which they aligned frontally in battle and opened fire on enemy combatants, similar to the hollow square used throughout the history of human civilization. Although it was very fruitless against the hollow square formation during the Battle of Waterloo, on June 18, 1815, Napoleon foolishly estranged his army, enabling his rivals with the upper hand to use the hollow square to contradict and subdue him quite fruitfully. Thus, the Grand Battery was highly unsuccessful in that conflict in France's military history. Nevertheless, the Grand Battery remained the number 1 military formation on the list for its long-range tactics in the form of gunfire and cannons atrociously alike. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next mini podcast vid.